This is it. This is unit 1. Unit 1. Okay, about matrices. And there are determinants. Okay, this is the case of determinants and matrices. Okay, so now we start by introductory activity. So here I think this color, introductory activity. And this is like 1.0. And then what it is all about is about the following problem. Let me just do it. Yeah. The table below. Shows the revenue and expenses in Rwandan francs. Of a family over 3 consecutive months. Okay, so now here we have got a table like this. So we have some months. We have a function. Actually, here we have this function. We have revenue function, and of course we're gonna have also expenses. Okay, so now here we just have a situation like this. For revenues in October, we have like 450,000 Rwandan francs, and then we're gonna have October, we're gonna have November, and we got also December also. Okay, that's right. Now here I have 450,000, 460,000 francs, and then we have 700,000 francs. And about expenses, in October I have 440,000. Next we have 295,000 francs, and 190,000 francs. So now one question is, in this introductory activity we have, what was the family's revenue in October? What was the family's revenues? Revenue actually in October. Okay, so now B. Question, by how much money did the family's revenues increase from October to November? By how much money? By how much money did the family the family's revenues increase from October month of October to the month of November. Okay, that was two questions. Okay, so now okay, so I think I have this marker pen, and here, so we have got to answer this introductory activity. So looking at this table, we have months, 3 months, October, November, December, and you have a function. Here we have revenue function, expenses function from all the 3 months. Now the one question is, what was the family's revenue in October? Of course, and the B, by how much money did the family's revenue increase from October to November? Okay, now can have a pause of like some minutes. If you are watching this video, just pause to answer these two simple questions. Okay, let us get to the point. A, what was the family's revenue in October? Of course, this table is very clear. In October, where the revenue was 450,000. So answer to the question. So for H, so it was that was for answer A, 450,000 francs. That was it was the family's revenue in October. That is the family's revenue in October. Okay, now let's move to question B. here we're gonna have, as you can see, by how much money did the family's revenue increase from October to November? So that was from October. Okay, let me just use another marker pen. Okay, using this green. So October, I have this amount. This about B, and in November I have it was about question B, sub question B in this case. Now the question was by how much money did the family's revenue increase from October to November? Okay, it is clear that from October the expenses, how much money did the family's revenue? It is about revenue. That was about revenue, not expenses. Okay, so now here I think that was a mistake. It's not about the revenue. It is just about. It is still about revenue. By how much money did the family's revenue increase from October? So that was from revenue in October, and this was revenue in November. So from 450,000 francs and 460,000 francs, the difference is 10,000. So this is it for B. It is okay. Let me just use the difference. Higher amount 160,000 francs minus, now in this case 450,000 francs. So now the difference here is actually the difference 460,000, 450,000, difference is 10,000. Clearly 10,000 francs. Now what is this amount? This is the increase in families' revenues. Increase in families' revenue from October to November. From October to the month of November. Okay, so this is actually the introductory activity to the whole learning unit 1, which is matrices and their determinants. Now, so from this activity, I think, especially from this table, I don't know why nothing is said about expenses, but similar thing can be said about expenses. what was, for example, the same question can be asked for expenses. What was the family's expenses in October? So of course, it is this amount. By how much money did the family's revenues, instead of family's revenues, we can talk about family's expenses increase from October to November. Of course, you're gonna have to make this difference from October, but here we're gonna have less expenses because they use less amount, and then when you make a difference, it's gonna have a negative sign. Okay, this is all about introductory activity for the whole learning unit 1, which is talking about matrices and their determinants. Okay, so now here I have a kind of question. It is an activity that student can do in like 40 minutes, including this introductory activity, in order to make just part of the duration of 40 minutes. Let's do it. We are still in learning unit 1, and then we're gonna be talking about some activities on generalities on matrices. Okay, now let me just erase this one, clean this whiteboard, and then I'll be talking about now the next activity. So next activity is about okay, it's about, let me just use red color here. It is generalities on matrices. Generalities on matrices. Okay, so now we are looking for now here learning activity 1.1, learning activity 1.1.1. Okay, so learning activity 1.1.1. Okay, now let us just write down this activity. A shop selling shirts records the number of each type of shirts it sells over a period of 2 weeks. Now, in the first week, it sells 12 small size shirts, 8 medium shirts, and 5 large size shirts. In the second week, it sells only 9 small size shirts and 3 medium size shirts. Now, some question H. What are the 2 criteria the shopkeeper will use to record this data. Some question B, record this information in a rectangular array consisting of double entries. Some question C, such a table will be called a matrix. And now the question is, describe the components of a matrix. Okay, now let me just write this. Write down this information or this activity. Actually, I'm gonna use a different color in this case. So question is a shop selling shirts records the number of each type of shirts it sells over a period of 2 weeks. Okay, now in the first week, what happened? It sells 12 small size shirts. It sells 8 medium size shirts and 5 large size shirts. Now, in the second week, so what happened? Only nine small size shirts and 3 medium size shirts actually size shirts were sold. Okay, now some question is, what are the 2 criteria the shopkeeper will use to record this data? What are the 2 criteria the shopkeeper will use to record this data? data. Okay, that is sub question A. Sub question B now, here in this case. Now, decode this information. We need to record this information in a rectangular array. In a rectangular array consisting of double entries. Consisting of double entries. Double entries. Okay. Now, so some questions. C. Suppose that this table is called a matrix. So such a table. So it will be a rectangular array of double entry. It will be a table, and such a table is called a matrix. As a magic word, but matrix has another meaning in medical, in medicine, in medical domain. Is called as such a matrix. Now we would like to describe the components of that matrix. Describe the component. Okay, let us try to save space. Components of a matrix. Okay, so this is it. This is the activity. Okay, so now learning activity 1.1.1. So how to answer these questions. Okay, so in this case, let us look at some answers to these questions. Now, what are the two criteria the shopkeeper will use to record this data? Okay, of course, the two criteria will be the first of all will be the size. Okay, let me just use now green color. It will be about the size of sheets, and he will also use the week. Two criteria. What are the two criteria? So answer to this question. Answer to this activity. So number A, sorry. So criteria, two criteria the shopkeeper will use to record this data. So first of all, he may use the size. So in this activity, we may denote small size sheets like SS Next, we can use medium size sheet as an abbreviation. Medium size sheet. Medium size sheet. We may also use large size sheets. Large size sheets, like abbreviated large size sheets. Okay. Now, about now the second criteria, that was about the size. One criteria. Second size is the week. Yeah? Of second week, not like this. Second week, and also we have eventually we must have the first week. Okay, so let us denote by W1 first week. Okay, I think it is clear. First week, W1 and W2 will eventually be second week. Okay, so now first week is like 1 W1. Second week, where is it? Here as 2 and W2. Okay, second week. Okay, now so that was A. Two criteria. First one is size. Second one is week. Two criteria. So number of each type of size for the shirts and for the week. Okay. So here the answer was the week period and type of shirts. So two criteria are two criteria are type of shirts and week period. And week period. Okay, a period of week, it is just time. Okay, time duration. Okay, so now we just can record this now. Record this information in a rectangular array consisting of double entries, of course, about size and about week. Okay, let us see or work on sub-question B. Okay, so now in this case, sub-question B. So we can choose. There are two ways of doing it. We can consider week 1, week 2, and then we can consider small size sheet or middle size sheet and large size shirts, the number. Okay, so in the first week here, so how, okay, I'm gonna use a different color again, depending on which week you are, and depending on the type of sheet we have. All right, now okay, so now in the first week, the shop is selling over a period of 2 weeks. So in the first week, it sells 12 small size shirts, 12 small size shirts, and 8 medium size shirts, and 5 large size shirts in the first week. So in the second week, only 9 small size shirts and 3 medium size shirts were actually sold. Okay, so only 9 small size shirts, 9 small size shirts in the second week. Only 9 small size shirts and 3 medium size shirts were sold. Okay, what about the large size shirts? About that number? Okay, no large size shirts were sold in the second week. In that case, we have this results. Okay, now this result is what we call this array of some data in vertical orientation and horizontal orientation. Such result is called a matrix. This is a matrix. Okay, so now, but this one we can also obtain another matrix if we dispose depending on the position of the weeks and the type of shirts. So another possibility, let us consider this one. In this case, so what do we have? So so we can consider, so now weeks here and here. Okay, so and then consider type of shirts here: small size shirts, middle size shirts, and large size shirts. So in this case, what do we have here? Okay, in this case, what do we have here? So we have a situation like this. Okay, in a similar manner. So in the first week, what do we have? We have 12 small size shirts, 12 small size shirts, and 8 medium size shirts, and then 5 large size shirts. Okay, in the second week, what do we have here? We will have Now, in this case, we are on the question B. Two different ways of decoding this data. So in the second week, of course, we're gonna have in the second week, 9 small size sheets, 9 small size sheets, and 3 medium size sheets, 3 medium size sheets. So nothing is said about the large size sheets, which means you can assign it a number 0, number of large size sheets. So now what we obtain here is these array in this form, that this table is also called a matrix. So now with this activity, now we are ready to define what is a matrix. So with the different properties here, so this matrix and this matrix, the two matrices here are related in such a way. This vertical array, it is this first horizontal array. This will be a row. This will be first column, first row. And this array will correspond to this array in that orientation. And this is the second column, and this is the second corresponding second row. And they are related, and you can see some properties associated to them. If we will see the definition, but meanwhile, this matrix can be shortened and can be denoted in a very shorthand of denoting this matrix. 12, 9, 8, 5 as follows, and this one will be 12, 9, 83, 50 in another way. Okay, now suppose we call this matrix, so in mathematics we have a way of shortening things, abbreviating things, mathematical objects. So this can be denoted by letter A, and you can write it in a round bracket or square bracket, no problem. Like this, square bracket 1285, first array, vertical one, second array 930 in this bracket. This one are a square bracket, this one a round bracket. So similarly, this matrix as compared to this one, it is the transpose of this one. We can write it as 80. So this is equal to this matrix. This means that so we have to transpose this vertical array becoming horizontal array. This vertical array becoming horizontal, second horizontal array. So and you can write it also in square bracket in this case. So we have 12 of 8 and 5. First array, second array, 9, 3, and 0. So in in that case. So we have these, so this matrix 80, so it is the transpose of this matrix, and these two matrices, they are representing this situation. We can record this information in terms of one of these two matrices. Okay, so now we have come to the end of this session, session number 1. So in the next video, we're going to be talking about some terminology about matrices, some notation, apart from matrices abbreviated by just a single letter, and just its transpose. We can write this like that. In some cases, A transpose is also written as A prime, and when it is written in this case, you understand that you take what was the vertical array will become horizontal array respectively, and then you get a transpose of A, also transpose of matrix A. Also, it is said, this transpose is also said in a similar manner. It is A transpose, A transpose. So it can be read in two ways, either A transpose or transpose of A, transpose matrix of this one. Okay, so with this, we have come to the end of this session. As I told you, next time we're going to be talking about now there are some additional definitions and notations in some examples and exercise. So all this will be done by in the next video. So thank you very much.